time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed, and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, got it!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny Heidt. Oh, yeah.
He did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that time than this year as I sing this song. And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see everybody 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
like you're ready.
Yes.
I am rolling.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1728, March 3rd, 2026. 74 degrees on this day just 2 years ago. Man, I don't remember that. We had a really nice early spring in 2024. I remember 2012 we had a long early spring, but I don't remember just 2 years ago.
I bet you were golfing in 24.
It was a lot warmer.
I don't know. 13 below on two occasions, 1873 and 2019. And on this day,
March 3rd.
Already?
in 1985, almost 13 inches of snow right here
No,
in the
thank
old
you.
metro. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
I have a confession to make.
I love these.
It's very euphorian in nature. Very euphorian. I see we're going to throw 600 mil at the Grand Casino Arena. 200 of which would be dedicated to maintaining the River Center and updating it. That's where, once a year you have a shuffleboard tournament or something. And 400 mil into the hockey building, which cost $170 million to build.
Is that it?
7 years ago. Wow. Yeah.
1999 or 98.
Can anyone guess what my admission is going to be?
Let's see. Because you're pro hockey. You want St. Paul to thrive. You are concerned about the environment?
No, he's going to say...
What am I going to say, Matt?
So you've come to a point in your life, despite the fact that you enjoy hockey, that it's okay not to spend that amount of money and have the Wild go away.
I'm going to go the opposite, that you're going to say, write the check.
Yeah, I'm with Kenny.
You and the boys who are remote are correct.
Really?
Write the check, and here's why.
Why is that euphorian?
That's the only thing keeping St. Paul alive?
Not only that, but I've given up. No, I've given up in this sense.
F it Tuesday.
You can't win that game. The owners of sports teams have the hammer, and you can't win. But then when you add in this thought, it helps me give up and say, write the damn check and let's keep the hockey team. And I think the mayor knows this.
How is that euphorian?
Well, euphorians don't mind taxes.
I gotcha.
I don't
Okay.
like taxes. But that at least is resulting in something tangible. It's resulting in something you can see. It's resulting in a place where you can go. It's resulting in keeping the city on the map. When you compare the $400 million to the billions that have been stolen from us, it's a drop in the bucket. I hate to do this. I hate to go this way because it breaks all precedent for everything else I believe, but I've given up.
How is $600 million going to improve? What would it...
$400 million for the hockey building and $200 for River Center.
It's almost 30 years old, Matthew.
But you're what, building new escalators?
I didn't even read the story. I just looked at it and said,
Well, they
yep.
wouldn't have a breakdown.
But look at it this way, from just a math perspective, 170 mil as your initial investment did wonders for St. Paul. And so this 400, I don't know what that would translate to in today's currency.
It did. I'm going to correct you. It didn't do wonders for St. Paul, but it kept St. Paul from completely disappearing. Wonders would be a flourishing nightlife instead of just one block of West 7th Street. Wonders would have been full hotels. Wonders would have been retail and commerce and a bustling downtown.
Okay.
All of that's gone.
From George's all the way down to Mancini's.
But the framework is still there to have that happen. And that would not happen if that hockey team pulled out of here.
Because isn't part of that renovation going to include a new hotel? I thought that was part of this.
And I will read it. I just didn't read it yet because I thought I'm not angry about this. When I compare the $400 million to the billions and billions of dollars stolen by an incompetent state government, my only hope for it is that the $400 million is spent competently.
Coming soon, hockey fraud.
And I think it will be because
They're not really playing.
They know what they want. They want expanded seating, and they want. I didn't read it. I can imagine what the upgrades are.
You know what I was reading while you were talking? For some reason, you lit a fire, and I went to the Minnesota Employment and Economic Development webpage. The first thing I saw, Joe, latest news, DEED Awards, D-E-E, DEED Awards, $1.9 million in Minnesota Youth Build grants. And then the other headline is Federal Surge Ends. Governor Walz proposes 10 million relief packages for small businesses. And I could go deeper on this page and find more millions with every page I go to.
The result of which you will never know.
Right. And at least with St. Paul, the Wild, like you said, even though it's a small area, only a couple of times a week, at least you can see the results.
And it's a pittance compared to what this state has wasted and continues to waste on programs that have no ability to be measured for their effectiveness.
Plus, one word. Come on, hockey.
Hockey.
It's hockey.
I
Come
think
on.
I'd think this way if it wasn't even hockey.
Are you saying I want mine? And that's where your euphorian part comes in?
No. I think the euphorian part comes in because euphorians apparently don't pay any attention to taxes.
And not only hockey, but especially this week. You know, the high school hockey tournaments start on tomorrow.
Right. And not to say that they ever would, because I don't think they would ever decide to relocate, but let's just say they did. Trying to get a new team, that alone's going to cost you $600
Chris,
million.
I don't think I don't want this show to ever bring up the chance of that team leaving. Let's never, ever speak on that.
I think the people behind the Wild love it here. I think Leopold likes the fact that the club's here. His investors like the fact that the club's here.
Yeah, we've lived through this once already.
We don't need to
never
do it
again.
They
Never
can
again.
never complain about ticket sales. It's sold out every night. It's very important. But again, when I say I've given up, I mean, why am I fighting against that when all my fighting against other stuff doesn't even work? You can't.
You have such a. I don't even like the way you're approaching this with such an I give up attitude.
Kenny, I should have phrased it this way. You're right. I'm sorry. The Seattle Kraken paid $650 million as an expansion fee to join the NHL as a 32nd team.
Just to the league?
Just to
Yes.
the league.
Which means the owners of the other teams got a nice taste.
Yes.
I have a self-serving question.
We're shocked.
After all of the renovations are done.
When do I get to go?
As America's guest, will we still have the nice center ice place that
Yes.
an investor has here?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Is that why that pink
Then I'm
envelope
fine.
sits out
Yeah,
there once a
then
month?
I'm fine. I'm okay. Yep, we're good. 600. Let's go.
Hockey is doing so good right now that Utah has a franchise. Can any of you name the franchise in Utah?
The Mammoth.
Okay, all right.
It would have taken me a while.
I
had to look it up.
apologize to you guys. I didn't think anybody would get
And
that.
Ken, I'll tell you this: the boys and I attended a basketball game in that arena. That's a cool facility in Salt
Is it
Lake
dry?
City. What do you mean?
I don't think Utah
Can you get
had
a
to pay
beer
an
there?
expansion fee.
What?
Well, they relocated.
They were the Phoenix
because they
Club.
were they were from Phoenix.
Yeah.
But and the other thing Utah had going for them is apparently a very good building where the
Yeah,
Jazz were
that
playing.
that facility's great.
They
So-
must serve beer.
I would think.
Of course they do. But anyway, look at this.
Come on.
Here it is right here.
No, wait. Before we move off of hockey.
I'm not. I got a thing I want to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were changing topics. I
No,
apologize
no.
if you're offended.
Collier, the mayor, and the Wild have reached a framework agreement, $600 million. Now, this has got to go through the legislature where the euphorians in the legislature, who aren't euphorians, they're Mysterians, they'll squawk about this. They'd rather spend $400 million on programs you can't measure for achievement.
yeah, inclusion.
They're holding a press conference as we speak right now. The proposal calls for extensive upgrades to the arena complex with cost shared by the city, state, and the Wild. The Wild are in for a very sizable chunk of money. The project is estimated at $600 million, $450 million for the arena, $150 million for the River Center and Roy Wilkins Auditorium under the framework. The city plans to finance $162.5 million for the arena by using a half-cent extension on the sales tax.
He always available.
Okay, but there again, we knew that sales tax was never going to go away.
Right.
Now you're just adding another half-cent to it.
Okay.
You know what? What do I care?
Okay, but that's a small ray of hope.
So what's a pack? Well, Twinkies will cost me what? I don't know.
But what?
There's no tax on food. How would we measure the half-cent increase? Where am I going to feel it in my life?
In St. Paul.
But the ray of hope is it's not just tax the wealthy. That's everybody. That's the zero income to 4 million income.
I understand.
Help me remember.
Let me just finish this.
All right, go ahead.
Sales tax extension. The Wild will fund $162.5 million on their own. They have to come up with that.
That's admirable.
Cash call. There was a day when it cost me a job to complain this way. I said, there's no bleeping way you're going to I'm not paying for that dump.
That's where I was going with this.
I fought this like you're supposed to. I've given up.
Pay
I'm done.
$162 to get 6. Okay.
With that dome, wasn't it just a half a percentage point in just a certain area of Minneapolis, the downtown area?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm sure there was
seem to remember
sunset.
that.
There's probably a sunset rule on that, huh?
No, it never, like Joe said, you never get that half percentage point back.
Okay, so the city's in for 162. The Wild are in for 162. The city and the Wild are seeking $200 million from the legislature, with $125 million for the arena and $75 million for the auditorium. The Wild have agreed to cover any overruns and will continue managing the arena with an extended lease, keeping them here. Get it? They're here.
Yep.
The backstory. In March of 2025, city leaders and team officials went to state lawmakers asking for $384 million to pay for half of the planned $769 million. That pitch came up short, and city officials later revised their plan, downgrading the project to $400 million for the hockey building, with only a $50 million ask in state funding. But that revised request failed to make its way into the budget. And again, this is where I would interject. Meanwhile, the budget was getting stuffed with money shuffled off into state programs that we have no idea if they work or not, not to mention all the money that's been stolen. Grand Casino is one of the largest city-owned assets. We're responsible for making sure it continues to anchor our downtown and economy, the mayor said. That's Kali Her. This agreement ensures our facilities remain competitive. Well, you got Eric Clapton coming there in March.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, September. I mean, it's also a great concert venue. And, the circus, stuff like that,
Right. Shenyun.
World's toughest rodeo.
Monster trucks.
Yeah.
Power.
And she says, I'm committed to being a good steward of taxpayer dollars. I have no reason yet to believe she's not, although to my great disappointment, she kept that large cabinet invented by Mayor Carter that is full of job titles that cannot be measured for any accomplishment whatsoever. The framework is the most sustainable path to finish this project while honoring that responsibility. I'm grateful to Craig. That's a good sign. The mayor's on first name basis with Leopold.
Hey.
I'm grateful to Craig and the Minnesota Wild for their commitment to investing in our city and for being a key partner to revitalizing downtown. Now we will take this proposal to the legislature and ask for their support. Craig Leopold said the 25-year-old building is due for modernization. And he thinks it's an economic engine driving the city. Well, it is to the extent that the city's being driven. It's booked 150 nights a year.
Wow.
So
Out of 365, what percentage is
and
that?
he says
40?
like any 25-year-old building, it's ready for an update, and we're ready to invest. They're putting up the same amount as the city in the fan and visitor experience, in event space, in safety and accessibility. We're thrilled that Mayor Herr shares our vision for creating an improved entertainment district in St. Paul and is moving the project forward. What we don't know is the timeline for the renovation has not yet been announced, and additional details about the legislative proposal have not been released. How can Minnesota, the state of hockey, lose a professional hockey team? Oh, we're talking about some documentary about the North Stars. When they left in '93, they had a documentary about that. I think it's hell. I'll even say I think it's great. What the hell? I'm done. I'm giving up. I'm done.
You have given up.
Did Craig also throw in that Hughes and Faber and Boldy were part of the U.S. Olympic team? So it was actually the Wild that helped win the
He didn't throw that in.
gold.
He didn't throw that in.
You mentioned the meeting that's taking place in St. Paul, and I do have an update for you on that meeting right now. Apparently, all 7 female members of your St. Paul City Council raised the issue of hockey. Apparently, they don't want to support it because hockey doesn't have enough diversity. Too many white guys.
No, that didn't happen.
Is that really in there?
No, I
Chris.
just threw that in there.
See, I'd believe
I
that.
know you would.
God, you can't give us stuff like that. That's too close. To
I
it.
was buying it.
That's too close, Chris.
That's all I could think of is I could see these idiots saying
Totally.
That's the
Totally.
least diverse city council in America.
Toxic male, Chris.
I know.
Toxic
that. That's
male.
all I could think
But one of
about.
them got his teeth knocked out and kept playing.
Too violent.
You know why? Because these morons think diversity is only skin color. And they're the least diverse city council in America. Diversity also includes your ideology, and they all have exactly the same Marxist ideology, socialist Marxist ideology. Same as in Minneapolis. There's not a thread of diversity in that city council. Not a thread,
Show me
Matt.
one business person.
Speaking of toughness, did you guys see the news today from Hillary Heidt?
No.
She played the Olympics with a torn MCL.
That's because she's a hockey player.
Could you imagine?
No other sport. No other sport.
So, you know what,
Hey,
GLers, if
here
that
we are.
takes me down a notch on your scale, so be it. I used to fight the good fight. It didn't amount to much. I got fired. There's really no reason for me to continue that fight. You can't win it.
they're going to be okay.
There are exceptions. There are a few ballpark stadiums in the country that were financed by the ownership only.
I wonder.
I
too,
believe the new building in L.A. is a Walmart deal, isn't it?
the Kroenke?
The new football stadium in
Kroenke.
L.A. I think Kroenke built that.
Yes.
But I'm sure there's a 500-page legal addendum where he didn't pay for, street lights and sidewalks and parking and groundskeeping and on and on and on and on and on and on. But he sunk a lot of money into that himself.
He did.
Yeah.
Yep, he did. I know. Well, the other thing too, you said 150 nights for the calendar year at the Grand Casino Arena.
Yeah.
That'll obviously go up with a newer facility or an updated facility.
I would imagine some, although they're not going to change much. They're going to fix her up. They're going to spiff her up. She's 26 years old.
Time to trade her in for a new one.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Hell, how old? The Target Target Field is 16 years old. We got another 5 or 6 years before we'll have to fix that up.
U.S. Bank is already 10 years old.
U.S. Bank's already 10 years old.
And just one Super Bowl?
Yeah.
That, and
And
I got
you
news
ain't
for
getting
you.
another
We
one.
ain't getting another
Really?
one.
That was a reward for building the damn thing.
Oh.
So, to summarize,
Here we go.
we are burdened in this state by such an incompetent state government that we have witnessed billions and billions and billions of dollars being stolen right out from under us. It continues to be. I cannot see the result of the money that isn't stolen. All it's done is increase the size of government and the number of programs available ostensibly to help people who are not being helped. It's as far as I'm concerned, the state government in this state is a scam. It's full of grifters who are picking your pocket every chance they get. Here's a private building owner who's saying, here's what we're going to do. I'm putting in this much. The city's putting in this much. And now they're going to go with their hat in their hand to the legislature and try to convince them of the wisdom of this. And I hope they include in part of their address to the legislature, look, compared to what you people are accomplishing up here, this can be measured for achievement. This can be seen, touched, enjoyed, used, occupied by everybody in the state of Minnesota, including high school hockey tournaments and you name it. And without it, we're a lesser place, all of which would be true statements, and there you are.
Yep.
So, amen to that, brother.
Can you get an amen?
I don't need an amen. I don't need an amen
All
because
right.
And as mayor of Garage Logic,
What do you got, meat?
we're not contributing any money to it. We just don't have any. We spend all our money on public works.
I have to admit, I was wondering what building, what organization within the community of Garage Logic would be eligible for this kind of taxpayer donation.
The Knights of the Round Blue Table. No, the Knights of the Square Blue Table, whatever it is. Say,
Spamalot.
yeah, I'm speaking to you for Bradshaw and Bryant.
Yes.
They're personal injury attorneys, and I hope you're never in an accident, but if you are, you're going to discover that insurance companies can often be difficult to deal with. Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant has a team. They're there to explain your rights, represent you, help get you through a tough time. For 6 consecutive years, Mike Bryant has been recognized as a super lawyer, and that's by Minnesota Law and Politics. That's the Bible of such announcements. I hope you're never in an accident, but if you are, call Bradshaw and Bryant at 800-770-7008 or go to minnesotapersonalinjury.com for a free case evaluation. And please don't be part of the problem. Don't text and drive or drive distracted. That's just common sense from Bradshaw and Bryant.
I have to give Hans credit, loyal listener Hans on the Garage Logic Town Council, talking about diversity.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember this clip from a couple of years ago when there was a couple of Danish producers asked about a movie that they had created, and this reporter asked this question.
This is a cast and a Danish production, which is entirely Nordic. It therefore has some lack of diversity, you would say, as also new rules are implied in Hollywood.
What are you on to?
Yeah, sorry, but
From the get-go.
From the get-go, there is some... Okay.
Well, first of all, the film takes place in Denmark in the 1750s.
Well,
who was asking about diversity?
it was some,
The
woke
journalist?
progressive reporter. He said, well, the film does take place in
It's
Denmark.
Nordic and it's 1750. What the hell do you want?
Lack of diversity.
God almighty. Speaking of that,
Here we go.
this might be a ray of hope.
I got it ready.
Well, Minnesota lawmakers are proposing removing the housing stabilization services from state statute. That's the drop down in the Department of Human Services where there are 20 different programs.
The ones we cited last
A
week.
minimum of 10 of them redundant. Due to fraud, the Walz administration already moved last year to terminate the HSS program, which is subject to extensive reporting. This is a Care 11 piece. In the Senate Human Services Committee Monday afternoon, yesterday, DFL State Senator, the always available John, I'm sorry, I thought it was going to be John Marty. It's John Hoffman, held a hearing on his bill to formally end this stabilization. That, if I'm understanding that correctly, would mean get rid of those 20 programs. They're not accomplishing
Yep.
anything. He also added an amendment to the bill that would require the legislature to approve any future terminations of Medicaid-related programs. While I appreciate the governor's willingness to act quickly and decisively to stop the fraud, well, John, God love you, you spent a lot of time recovering. The governor's acted neither quickly nor decisively about fraud at all. And Hoffman goes on to say, it's only the legislature that can repeal a program established in statute, Hoffman said. This is a fundamental prerogative of the powers held by the legislative branch. The bill has bipartisan co-sponsors and advanced to its next committee stop. However, Republican Senator Jordan Rasmussen is among those raising concerns about the amendment requiring legislative oversight of future terminations in Medicaid programs. I'm just trying to understand the thought process. Rasmussen asked DHS official Christy Graum on Monday, would this type of language prevent you in the future from being able to address a program that has a high level of fraud in it? Graum told lawmakers that DHS will work to address the bill language moving forward, citing the potential for unintended consequences. That issue is the main point of disagreement among lawmakers in the House and Senate right now. Sounds to me like rather than allow DHS to instantly jump on fraud, it would have to go through the legislature first. Give both the department and the legislature authority to erase the fraud. Whoever sees it first gets to stomp on it. The same bill in the House, presented by GOP Representative Joe Schomacher, already advanced in committee without any language requiring the legislature to approve future terminations. There's your law, John Hoffman. Just say whoever sees fraud first gets to be the one who stomps on it first.
Right. And once you get rid of it, that's when you can put it in the bank and run for it.
And I hope I'm interpreting this correctly. It sounds like they're willing to sacrifice the housing stabilization program in the Department of Human Services. Great. Now go to all the other drop-downs and see what can be eliminated because it's not resulting in anything. John Hoffman and the rest of you people trying to do the right thing, get to the bottom of this. You've got too many programs that are unaccountable, even if they're run honestly in terms of dispensing the money. There's still no way to determine if you've helped anybody. Right. So please get to the bottom of that on the long road back to this state acquiring some fiscal recognition as being responsible.
Okay.
What do you want to do here? You want to take a timeout?
Sure, we can do that.
Well, you have something, don't you, or Kenny? Because I want to
Not me.
pause before I do this.
I'm trying to
What are you
find a
working on?
Senate file for the bill that he's proposing. Is there one? I am not having any luck.
Let me look.
I want to see the verbiage of this. I'm looking at everything that happened on Monday, and I am not seeing it. Oh, wait. Was Haw involved?
I don't know.
Nope, this is a natural
John
resources.
Hoffman is deeply involved.
Yeah, I'll keep looking.
All right. Yes.
Are we pausing that? Is that what we're doing?
I am.
Okay, sounds
I
good.
am.
Let's talk about North American Banking Company then. Banking done differently and investing in your success since 1998. They're as old as the XL Energy Center / Grand Casino Arena. That's how long that they have been in business. And you know what? Way back when, they made a promise to deliver a better banking experience for their customers where you get to know your banker and they also get to know you. They are locally owned and operated. That might not sound like a big deal, but here's why that's important. That means all loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They don't send these out of state. So all of you business owners, or you know what, you homeowners, you're able to solve problems quickly. And you know what? Also expand your business with confidence. You see, they deal with numbers every single day, but you, your family, and your business are never going to be one of them. But your first step is to check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. They have 6 6 wonderful Twin Cities locations to serve you. It's Roseville, 50th in France, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, and also Maple Grove, offering those same updated online and mobile banking tools as all of those other big national banks. It's a better banking experience. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
Boy, if you're coming into the Twin Cities this weekend from the outskirts, greater Minnesota, they call it, you're in luck. There's a lot to do. Not only do you have the hockey tournament in St. Paul, but the Northwest Sports Show presented by Furniture and Things is returning to the Minneapolis Convention Center. And that one starts on Thursday, the 5th, through Sunday, the 8th. And it's the largest annual outdoor show, all under one roof. We're talking everything fishing, boating, hunting, camping, all outdoor adventure. You can see it all. 600 or more exhibitors with acres of gear and new products, the latest boats, the latest RVs, the latest marine electronics to tackle. You know what I want to get? I want to get one of those camera deals for my fish house. So instead of watching TV, I can watch the fish underneath. Doesn't that sound exciting? I think it's exciting.
Super exciting.
There's going to be tons of attractions for all ages. Bring the kiddos. First of all, the seminars where pros share the walleye and muskie tips, plus sessions on new gear and new technology. The Lundker Fishing 101 area with hands-on casting instructions and a lot of kids-friendly fun. The RV area, 60,000 square feet of new models. The reason I'm talking about all this is because I want to save you some money. If you order tickets online early, you'll save money. Go to northwestsportshow.com. Save yourself some dough. northwestsportshow.com.
Kenny, you know what's funny about those cameras?
What's that, Matthew?
You get to see all the fish you're not going to catch.
I know, exactly.
Chris, would you please play the traditional Garage Logic foghorn?
Okay. I can do that right here.
What is this?
Do you want the Duluth double?
I think, give me the Duluth
You know
double.
controversy?
Give me the Duluth double.
That's the one you hear when the ship's coming through the canal. They give you that one.
Now I'm going to play you a new one that Kenny has provided, and I'm wondering if it should replace our foghorn with this new sounder.
Oh, wow.
What boat is this again? Gabe, the Barker is the James Barker, 1,000-footer coming through the canal in Duluth, and here's its foghorn.
I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Wow. Now it's not done. that's a bright, sunny day. I think the captain was doing that for the tourists.
No, this goes on between every ship in the harbor. They always talk to each other in this manner.
What are they saying?
I think we better keep our old one because that one's way too long.
Maybe
and
this
then
would
there's
be the ultimate foghorn.
Yeah, this would be the ultimate.
A different one, Joe, when they're leaving.
Yeah.
Then it's a tad bit different then. It's pretty cool.
This boat is 1,000 feet long. So since 1958, when the Fitz was built, we've added 300 feet to these tubs.
What's the first name of the Barker?
James R. Barker.
James R. Barker. I think it would be interesting to know who he is and why the boat was named for him.
Why don't you look it up, pal?
He's got. I have people to do that, and he's looking at that now. We're in touch with.
He's going to find an English professor in Scotland.
Yesterday, I said. Yesterday, I in defending the idea that you need an ID to vote, I don't find that an outrageous request. And people are saying, no, voting is a constitutional right. You shouldn't have to display ID. Okay, and a couple of emailers have answered that. This is from Downing. On Monday's podcast, there was talk about what was a right and whether people should have to show their ID to exercise a right. Well, isn't owning a gun explicitly a right? But as far as I can tell, you better be prepared to show your ID if you want to buy one. Okay, and then this emailer, Jeff Pedro writes, I believe the phrase that was missing from the argument yesterday was constitutional right. I agree with you on voter ID and believe it is absolutely necessary. However, I think a better argument may be to compare it to a constitutional right, such as the right to bear arms. You absolutely need identification to apply for a permit to purchase a firearm, assuming you are following the legal procedure. This, like voting, is a right that is guaranteed in the Constitution. However, this right requires providing identification. So yes, the argument that voting should not require identification because it is constitutionally guaranteed falls apart when contrasted with the Second Amendment. We'll turn to John Heidt because I bet he wants to throw a punch at this.
Oh, I get so tired of this conversation.
Yeah.
Dan McGrath will probably be writing us, I'm sure.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Well, I think, okay, I'm with you if you give every citizen a voter ID. Just give them a voter ID.
That you'd have to apply for, presumably.
Yes, but you don't have to pay for it.
Okay, that's fine. I'm with you so far. And
so
I would add
to DMV, they check your paperwork.
I would add this: when you're applying for it, your citizenship is verified.
Yeah, well, certainly. Yeah.
Okay.
It would have to be.
Okay.
And here's the things that bug me about in this conversation. What's become part of this conversation is the Save America Act.
Right.
That has passed the House.
Mm-hmm.
It has not passed the Senate. You cannot, under the Save America Act, show your driver's license and vote. You cannot just show that ID and vote. You have to have more proof than that.
Which makes sense because in this state we give driver's licenses to people who aren't citizens.
Okay, but then you're going to have to get a passport. That costs money.
Yep.
Sorry. I'm
Yep.
against anything that makes you spend money.
All right.
For a voter ID of any kind.
All right.
Okay. You have to get a passport or a birth certificate to take with.
This is all in this proposed act called the SAVE Act.
Yeah, it's already passed the House.
Right, right.
Or a birth certificate. The birth certificate part of it is an issue because you have to exactly match the photo ID you bring with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, my wife could not do that because her ID says a different name than her birth certificate. So she would not be allowed to vote when she brought that.
Would they change her name when she was a kid?
Well, she got married.
She got married to me.
She's not like my wife.
now
who
has a
kept her
different
own
name.
Oh, I see. I see, yeah.
69 million women, incidentally, in that boat right now in America. So
Well,
if
do
you
we
give,
want them voting anyway, John?
Oh, my God.
Right.
if you give,
Yeah,
if
thank you,
give-
Ken.
Wait, stop, pause, John.
Yeah,
Ladies, Joke. Okay.
Yeah, that was
joke.
Yeah.
I
I know,
don't feel
Kenny.
that in my heart.
I know Kenny, and he's just joking, ladies. Trust me, I think.
Okay.
No. Anyway, just if you give everybody in this show a voter ID.
Yep.
And you prove you're a citizen.
Yep.
Great. Then if I have to show up on election day and show it, I'm more than happy.
Okay, I like what you've said. I believe that should be done.
Now, here's the other thing that
And it
bugs
has
me.
to be free.
I had one more thing that bugs me about this, of course.
Yeah.
The election laws of America are allegedly a state thing.
They not
the
allegedly, they are a state thing.
Well, then we have 4, 5, 6 states with voter ID laws. Mm-hmm. The other 14 have decided they don't want them.
Mm-hmm.
So we're asking then the federal government to come in and take care of this, right? Which to me indicates, I'm just saying.
Well, I think that's interesting because I think what would happen in Minnesota would be to reject the federal intrusion.
Correct.
Suggesting that Minnesota better have voter ID because this state's been taken over by Mysterians. And they would not see it.
I need to ask I'm sorry, Johnny. I need to ask you a question because I'm on the White House's website.
Yes, sir.
This says either a valid ID before registering to vote in a federal election, proof of citizenship. I don't see anything about the passport deal.
Well, you have to have, you can bring a picture ID, but you won't be allowed to vote with that. So then you have to have something that proves you're a citizen, meaning a birth certificate.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where you were
Okay,
born,
gotcha.
Or a passport.
Gotcha.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
So if you just show up with your license, they're going to say, well, I'm sorry. If this law would pass.
I can hear the steam rolling out of Dan's ears.
Oh,
right?
Dan's going to, don't worry. We'll get emails from Dan.
What would he be finding wrong?
I don't know.
We don't know. We'll find out.
He might just, and sometimes he just sends me emails to say hi and give me a little poke.
Yeah.
So he might do that too.
It would not bother me if I had to have a card. I'd just have to get one.
Yeah. Well, everybody would at this point. I mean,
And I suppose to get one, I have to go to the state's version of the DMV and show them a birth certificate and get a card.
I think let's just start a new department and we can all show up.
Yeah, I'm sure
Give
that.
me the voting department.
Yeah.
John, your gal, Christy Noem, was asked about this very thing from Senator Chris Coons. He is from the Delaware area, Joe. And she was asked about this very thing, requiring voter ID.
You rule out the deployment of ICE or CBP to polling places this November.
There are no plans to have ICE officers at our polling locations. And
I'm glad to hear that, but would you rule it out? Would you say it will not happen?
Do you plan on illegal aliens voting in our elections?
That was a pretty good back and forth, I thought.
Let me tell you something.
Talk to me, Goose.
Let me tell you something. Go ahead, John.
I was just going to say, we got a message from our buddy who works there that sometimes emails us. Real ID and enhanced ID, he said, would work, but it won't. If you go look at the Save America Act, it will not work for voting.
Let me tell you something.
Check it out.
If I was president, nobody who worked for me would think kindly of me. Because
well, that's kind of how it is right now.
And you're just a fake mayor.
No. Here's why.
Fake mayor.
Here's why nobody would think kindly of me. You ain't getting your own plane. You ain't having a custom-made bed put in your own plane. Okay. You're going to get in line, Christy. If you got to fly to Minneapolis, buy a ticket. Well, we'll pay for the ticket, but you get in line with the rest of the people at Reagan and get on the plane and go to Minneapolis. There'd be no gold curtains. There'd be no ballrooms. There'd be no special meals. There'd be
per diem for
you're
meals?
You're going to do the work that you're supposed to be doing. Cash Patel, you're not going to show up all of a sudden in the locker room they didn't even know who you were. You're going to be doing FBI work, and none of you people are going to be getting any perks whatsoever. We're gonna really. I'd have that budget so trimmed down that this country would be affordable again.
Would you still update the hockey arena in St. Paul?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I would.
Stamp it.
That's okay.
I always thought I'd want you to run for president, but now I don't want to be.
There'd be none of this BS. You're not going to have 14 assistants.
Would you hire Elon Musk to take care of all these measures?
No.
And look for
I would
over
not. I would not.
His
places.
past says he probably wouldn't do very
Spending
much.
time.
I don't think I would do that. I would not do that. But nobody that worked for me would be happy. And I think that would be the mark of a good government.
Which one are you?
No one would be happy.
We can kind of see that, Joe.
Yeah.
We understand.
Yeah. Well, it's got you guys in shape, so it's.
Has it though?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
is it
maybe
just-
not you, but
has
most
it
of the
just
others.
taught us how to cheat a little better?
No, we're not cheating on this
A
show.
little better.
But this Christy Nome, man, she takes the cake. No special outfits. That would be another one of my. If you're in Wyoming, you don't get to dress up like an Annie Oakley.
So now you're going with dress code.
I am.
too.
I'm going to get right down to fashion. And
did you say Annie Oakley?
yeah, you can't dress up like Annie Oakley if you're in Wyoming.
shoes on your
You
head.
don't get a big 10-gallon hat.
You have to wear those grandma nylons that you pull up to
Yeah.
your knees and
Yeah.
the grandma's shoes.
What about What if she puts on a cheerleading outfit? Would
gotta
that-
Depends
dress
where
like-
she is.
Chris, would that be okay in your
I
cabinet?
endorse that. I endorse that.
He's
completely.
saying you got to dress like Hillary Clinton.
Oh,
And this pipsqueak that ran around here thinking he was a German chancellor, this Bovino guy, he doesn't get the theatrical overcoat with the Sam Brown belt. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to interfere.
what about
with all
one
of
of
that.
those Tamo hat, those funny Tamo hat things? Can you wear one of those?
No.
So you want military uniforms for all personnel?
If they're engaged in military activities, they
Okay.
have to be identified as
Gotcha.
such. You can't show up in your Zubas.
Okay.
That's just not going to work.
Hey.
All right. I'd run a tight ship.
I'm wearing sweatpants right now. Let
Yeah,
the
but
record show.
you're not working for the president. I don't know where you are. I don't even know what building you're in. I have no idea where this is. It's somewhere out in the country.
As it should be.
It's a secret location.
the way it should be. Yeah.
There's a laundromat in there somewhere. I know that.
Yeah,
'Cause we
maybe,
hear that
maybe
once
not.
in a while. But other than
Could
that,
be.
I have no idea. You want to
hard
go
to
get
know.
Johnny Heidt?
I do.
All right.
But first, I want to talk about We Are Nuts and wearenutsmn.com. You know what? The go-to is the original toffee peanuts. That's what started it all, Joe. Way back when this family-owned operation said,
I didn't know that.
let's try something different. And they did. And now, my goodness gracious, I had some dill pickle peanuts the other day.
That doesn't do it for
No,
me.
I know. You think to yourself, well, that's a state fair bit, right? No. That's a year-round treat.
Huh.
The dill pickle. Do you like dill pickle sunflower seeds?
I just go ahead with your ad.
You don't like dill pickle.
I'm not a pickle guy.
Okay, well, there you go.
I mean, I like pickles,
Just not in
but
your
not
nuts.
with my nuts.
Hey now.
Thank you for that clarification, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Do us a favor and go to wearenutsmn.com and you can see all of their different wonderful small batch snacks that are made right here in the great state of Minnesota. And you know what? Available at Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores, Max Hardware, Lunds and Byerly's, Kowalski's Markets, Cub Foods, Colburn's, County Market, and 700 different quick trip locations. That's right. They are growing. And you know what? Maybe you're out of state and you want to order some We Are Nuts. Do it on their website. And then you can see every single snack that they have to offer at wearenutsmn.com. Like I mentioned, a wonderful family-owned operation that's been doing the best right here in the great state of Minnesota. Wearenutsmn.com. Place your order and let them know you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast.
'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed, and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny Heidt. Oh, yeah.
Did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that time, and this year as I sing this song, and I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. Oh, little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see everybody. 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
I don't know.
She's still on the scene.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
It's a nice cleansing breath after what Matthew just subjected us to off the air, isn't it?
Yes.
These pound and 3/4 bags of coffee from Custom Roasting, I've learned something. They really are the only way to go. We're just finishing up the Boundary Waters blend here at Jackass Ranch, about to open up the French roast. These 2 big bags. We're talking about 3.5 pounds total coffee. They came from customroasting.net with free shipping. Click on the Garage Logic tab on the landing page, and you're going to see our 2 options. One of them you're looking at right now if you're watching us on YouTube. That's the GL Starter Package. 4 bags of delicious, freshly roasted coffee from light roast to dark roast. The other option, that's the big option, the twin bag pack. That includes free shipping. You choose either dark or light roast. The dark package includes Boundary Waters and French roast. The light roast package is Minnesota Morning and Columbia Excelsior. But here's the deal. When you get to checkout, be sure to enter code GL for the free shipping option. You have to do that. This coffee from Custom Roasting, by the way, based right there in Buffalo, Minnesota. It's really changed my coffee roasting, or my coffee, I'm going to say mindset. They've really turned me around. The French roast, way better than the best. And the Boundary Waters blend, it's simply fantastic. I really love it. The official coffee supplier to both Garage Logic and the Krabby Coffee Shop is customroasting.net.
Here is Mr. John Heidt.
Thank you, Bubbles.
Yeah.
That's not right.
You're
I'm
welcome,
sorry.
Mr. C.
Yeah.
This news brought to you by North American Banking Company. I was just reading more about IDs because now it'll drive me nuts, of course, and I'll be looking at it all day. there are only 5 states that have enhanced driver's licenses.
Really? We're one of them.
Those actually, yes, Minnesota, Michigan, New York, Vermont, and Washington. Those do show citizenship, representing about 14% of the U.S. population. Real IDs cannot be used to vote because they don't. And in fact, some people who are not actually citizens have real IDs. So you can't use the real IDs to vote. So
all right.
There you go. Now let me go back to the news here.
People go by there, and there's great big bubbles.
Yeah.
Bubbles.
Yep.
I don't know if I said this already, but this news is brought to you by North American Banking Company. Yesterday, Minnesota sued President Trump's administration in an attempt to stop it from withholding $243 million in Medicaid spending, warning it may have to cut health care for low-income families if the funding is held back. The lawsuit asked a U.S. court in Minneapolis to issue a temporary restraining order to block the withholding for Medicaid, which is the health care safety net for low-income Americans. The move came after Vice President J.D. Vance said last week the administration would, in his words, temporarily halt some Medicaid funding in Minnesota over fraud concerns.
What is the answer there? Because I get it that there are a number of people that do rely on this. But
Very simple. I told you the other day. You write the letter to Vance saying, here's our plan. We guarantee you that we're going to be monitoring this money.
This morning, under questioning by Senator Amy Klobuchar, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem said there are about 650 federal agents still in Minnesota after the administration announced that Operation Metro Surge was winding down. Noem claimed she did not stop a civil rights investigation into the fatal shootings here in Minnesota. A response comes as the Justice Department has confirmed there is a civil rights investigation into the fatal shooting of Alex Pretty. However, it's unclear if they've opened a similar investigation into the fatal shooting of Renee Good. Under questioning, Noem refused to retract her assessment that Good and Pretty were domestic terrorists when asked to do so by a Democrat on the Senate Judiciary Committee. Use of a chemical irritant by U.S. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino is among 17 instances of what's being called potential unlawful behavior. The Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty made that announcement yesterday. At a news conference, Moriarty announced the creation of the Transparency and Accountability Project, which will give citizens the ability to submit to the Hennepin County Attorney's Office any evidence of behavior by federal agents that might have been unlawful. The project will be staffed by county prosecutors, a civilian investigator, and is already investigating 17 incidents involving federal agents here in Minnesota. U.S. Attorney for Minnesota Daniel Rosen appeared in federal court for a contempt hearing today. The hearing came after U.S. District Judge Jeffrey Bryan ordered the federal government to return property that had been taken from people who were detained by ICE. The government was given until February 26th to comply, but Bryan stated in his order to schedule a contempt hearing that they still had not. The downtown St. Paul courtroom was packed with counsel for nearly 24 petitioners, as well as members of the media. The questioning between the judge and Rosen got off to a tense start. The judge said he was hopeful he wouldn't have to hold Rosen in contempt, something the judge said would be a low point for the U.S. Attorney's Office. Rosen has contended the court doesn't have the ability to hold him in contempt and accused the judge of smearing him and Assistant U.S. Attorney David Fuller, who serves as the acting chief of the Civil Rights Division of the Minnesota U.S. Attorney's Office.
So let's get this straight. All these guys in Zubas, they were taking people's phones and wallets and what have you. Give them back. That's what this is about.
Yeah,
get it back to the people you took it from. Thank you.
You're welcome. And one concert announcement. Nobody's going to be excited about this one except me. Okay?
Oh, God. Here we go.
I've been waiting for this one forever because for many, many years, Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman were trying to get the name of the Guess Who back.
Well, I'm not going to complain about this one.
In essence, there was a cover band calling themselves the Guess Who had only the Guess Who's drummer from the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've been out touring in Canada. That is Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman. Now they're going to come to North America. And the first stop, it's here in the Twin Cities.
Where?
They'll be playing at the new Mystic Lake Amphitheater in Shakopee. Tickets go on sale later this week. The concert slated for June 25th. Former Eagles guitarist Don Felder will open the show. The last time that Bachman and Cummings toured the U.S. as the Guess Who was in 2001 alongside Joe Cocker. Part of the delay in returning stemmed from a trademark dispute with their former bandmates who used the Guess Who name. A settlement was reached in September 2024, giving Bachman and Cummings the trademark.
So they're coming back here as the Guess Who.
That is correct. It's those two, and then it's fellas who've been playing with Cummings for the past 20 years or so.
What are you? There's no punchline here. I'm not trying to down or insult you. What about this show are you looking forward to the most? The songs, the artists, the combination? What is it?
I'm a huge Guess Who fan. I love all the songs, so I'll be looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward. I thought Burton Cummings had one of the best voices
Me too.
in rock and roll.
Yeah.
And he still sings well. I'm on all of his website and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what he sounds like. I'm going to guess he sounds very good. But
Johnny,
Cool.
Since the drummer was out with did they all hate each other? Is that what happened here?
it ended up to be, I don't know if you remember, we talked about this when it happened. The two, Bachman and Burton Cummings, sued so that because they own the rights to all the music.
Oh.
And this bar band, well, I shouldn't call them bar band. That's being mean. But the band that called itself the Guess Who were playing all the old hits. They sued Cummings and Bachman so that the band could never play their songs.
Gotcha.
So here you're going to see the Guess Who, but they can't do any of the hits.
Do you remember the documentary on some Canadian guys who were trying to become hard rock stars? And it was sad. The documentary was sad because these guys never got a break. They couldn't get anywhere.
Were they good?
They were pretty good. Is that ringing a bell with anybody?
No,
It's not.
Oh man, Ruck, get on it.
Did you guys
Documentary about Canadian hard rock band that always fell on hard times. Yes, John.
I have always called him Randy Bachman, as everybody I know ever did.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw an interview with him where he complained because people called him that. He said, "My name's Bachman. It always has been."
Well, no, it isn't, Randy. It's Bachman. I'm going to call him Bachman.
I saw some interviews with Burton Cummings where he said, "Well, me and Bachman are getting back together."
Yeah, but that's just a Canadian affectation. His name's Randy Bachman.
Randy Bachman, eh?
The story of Anvil?
Anvil is who it is.
Oh, Anvil.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
A
it's
2008 Canadian rock
just sad as hell.
All I got is that
Because they
beer.
go home and his mom would say, "Well, did you get anywhere?" No, Ma, we didn't. Oh, it
What's
was
for
just,
supper, Mom?
Yeah.
My dream, John, I kind of share your dream. I want Uncle Tupelo to reform, and I will drive to anywhere in North America that they're playing to see that.
Isn't that Wilco?
It's Wilco and Sunvolt. It's Farrar and Tweedy broke up.
I did not get to that today, Kenny, in the mail, but I got an email about Wilco announcing about 40 new dates for this year. But,
Tweedy's
you're
out
right.
there.
Can I
doing
get back
it
to
up.
Anvil for a moment?
Trudeau receives
What
a phone
what
call
else did you
asking Anvil to play a concert in Japan. Excitedly, the group returns to the site that marked the highlight of their career. Their spirits are dampened when they realize they are the very first act at a 3-day festival taking the stage at 11:30 a.m. Fearing disaster, the group, however, takes the stage to a large, receptive crowd. But, 11:30 on the first day.
do they still exist? I don't think they do.
Well, that's just a challenge. You've got to light your hair on fire. You've got to make an impression. Do something outrageous.
They tried everything. It was just sad. It was fascinating to watch.
You have to admit, 11:30. That's kind of
That's rough.
Tough to.
yeah.
They are still performing, it looks like, Joe, although the guitarist died in 2023.
Probably from heartbreak.
They released an album in 2024, and then another guitarist, yikes, died in 2024.
Another
at the age of
heartbreak.
Last words,
16.
woe is me.
The current band, Steve Lips Kudlow,
Lips Kudlow,
78 to present. Robbo Reiner, nice nickname. That's a self-nick. Hey, Robbo.
Bravo!
78 to present on the tubs, and Chris Robertson, bass backing and lead vocals, 2014 to present.
Huh, interesting.
Well, I got a sway lead there. I'm sorry, John. Continue.
That's all right. Let's take a break. Let's
take
take
a
a break
broke.
here.
That's the
see
Canadian
what-
band did that.
Yeah, that broke. Let's listen to Mr. McCullough.
You know, 1904 was a pretty crazy year, very nutty. Teddy Roosevelt won a U.S. presidential election in a landslide. The St. Louis World's Fair debuted innovations like the ice cream cone, the electric typewriter. And key events included the opening of the New York City subway.
You don't say. What else happened?
I do say. Welter Heating began its 122-year
Do you think
run.
when somebody's doing this in another state, they would mention Welter Heating as part of 1904?
Why did you just put a stick into his spokes?
That
was
a
beautiful
that was also
setup.
the year of Dr. Seuss.
Joe
He had
won
me hooked from
rookie
the very
$9 million.
Yeah. Dr. Seuss, who said, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." That's right. They've been smiling at Welter since 1904, ladies and gentlemen. If you're crying because your heating unit or AC unit doesn't work properly, well, get in touch with Welter online at welterheating.com. They have a human being that will answer the phone during business hours, and you can talk to them about 1904. Ask for Rick, 612-825-6867. That's 4 generations, 122 years. They are the Twin Cities' most trusted HVAC services. And you know what? They've got certified reps that'll come out 24/7 and help with your unit. Heating, cooling, maybe it's air purification systems. Online at welterheating.com. 612-825-6867. And don't forget, when you're thinking about the band group Anvil, don't forget about their opening band, Wild E. Coyote. welterheating.com.
What? Let's move along here.
There should be an award for that one.
Appreciate that.
That's pretty good. Hey,
Seriously.
John, before you move on, back to Medicaid for just a quick moment.
Yeah.
Apparently breaking right now, Dr. Mehmet Oz and Vice President J.D. Vance have just announced, this is just happening, that they are launching a $124 billion investigation into New York's Medicaid program. I just looked it up. That's what they spend annually in New York.
And most of it's fraudulent. I bet.
$124 billion.
Dang.
Wow.
24 billion.
It's between, and I looked it up. It averages between 116 and 124 billion dollars.
Can you imagine how wealthy the average person in this country would be if we had a competent governments at the state, federal, and regional levels?
Find me one state.
There would be no poor, Joe. There would be no poor.
Find me one state where there isn't fraud.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh my goodness.
If the government just took care of infrastructure and the things they're supposed to.
That's it, John. You're right.
Just do it. Take care of it. If somebody breaks the law, you arrest them.
Fix the damn pothole and arrest that drugstore thief.
There you go.
I think that happens a lot in the smaller communities. I think, like Joe has always said, the tall buildings, that's...
Speaking of fixing potholes,
they handle it themselves in smaller towns, is what you're saying?
Well, they follow the rules.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ken.
The mayor owns the local engine shop and drives the snowplow when the snow,
Just like in GL.
Yeah.
There was a viral video that California does have a machine. It's a very $20 million machine that can repair potholes basically as it drives, and it's inactive, and there's 2 homeless guys sleeping underneath it.
Oh,
you have to look it up.
Sleeps too when it's idle.
It's hysterical. I'll try to find it. I saw it over the weekend.
In national and international news, President Trump said yesterday the U.S.'s war with Iran is expected to continue for 4 to 5 weeks. It could extend, he said, past that point if needed. That statement comes as Iran continued to launch retaliatory strikes, including in Israel and countries hosting U.S. bases like Qatar, Bahrain, and the UAE. The president outlined 4 objectives: destroying Iran's missile capabilities, wiping out its navy, preventing access to a nuclear weapon, and removing its ability to fund proxy militias. The administration did not rule out sending ground troops, although the president later said they hopefully would not be necessary. Meanwhile, the U.S. government closed embassies in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait today and ordered non-essential staff in several other countries to evacuate as Iran expanded its retaliatory attacks on U.S. targets in the Gulf region. Those attacks sent 2 warplanes into Qatari airspace, drone attacks against a Saudi oil refinery and against the U.S. embassy in Riyadh, missile strikes in Kuwait and the UAE, and ongoing strikes toward Israel. Meanwhile, we're finding out those first U.S. service members to die in the conflict were killed by a direct Iranian strike on a makeshift operations center at a civilian port in Kuwait Sunday morning local time. Sources say the death toll from the attack at the Shuaba port has now gone up to 6. The U.S. Central Command announcing yesterday afternoon after the remains of 2 additional service members were recovered. Earlier Monday, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth had said the strike that killed the service members had hit a tactical operations center that was fortified. The attack apparently, though, was a direct hit just after 9 a.m. on the center of the building, being described as sources by just a triple-wide trailer with office space inside. The attack came quickly and with no warning or sirens to alert troops to evacuate or get into a bunker.
I think this war started on October 7th, 2023.
Yeah.
That's how I'd look at it.
The stock market, global markets tumbling today, the price of oil surging. The widening conflict in the Middle East sent a shudder through the world economy. As of this hour, the Dow Jones down about 413 points.
Oh, it's better than this morning. It was down 1,000.
Yeah, it was between 8 and 1,000 continuously. The NASDAQ right now down about 240 and the S&P at down 65.
You'll have to pay attention to Mr. Money Talk today because he cites that, but said there are signs, encouraging signs. You'll have to listen for that later.
Okay.
Voters in Texas cast ballots today in a pair of hotly contested primary races, choosing their candidates to face off for a U.S. Senate seat in November. They are the most expensive such races in U.S. history, with more than $110 million already spent in total. For Republicans, incumbent John Cornyn is seeking his 5th term in the seat. He's been locked in a combative 3-way race for the Republican nod with Attorney General Ken Paxton and Representative Wesley Hunt. Paxton, who survived a 2023 impeachment on bribery and corruption charges, enters the day with a 4-point lead over Cornyn. On the Democratic side, Representative Jasmine Crockett faces Representative James Tallarico, each trying to build a multiracial coalition in a state where Democrats haven't defended a statewide office since 1994. Separately, Representative Ryan Zinke of Montana announced he will not run for re-election. He's citing health issues. He joins a growing list of Republicans retiring before the 2026 midterms.
Tallarico would be a vast improvement over Jasmine Crockett.
The father of a teenage boy accused of killing 4 people in a shooting rampage at a high school in Georgia has been found guilty of murder, child cruelty, and other charges. You might remember this case. We talked about it when this all happened. 55-year-old Colin Gray pleaded not guilty to 29 charges against him stemming from the 2024 attack that left 2 teachers and 2 students dead in Winder, Georgia. Prosecutors argued Gray was the one person who could have prevented the shooting by his 14-year-old son. His son, Colt Gray, is currently awaiting trial for the attack. During the trial, the jury heard how Colin Gray had bought his son an AR-style rifle for Christmas the year before the attack, even though the boy had been questioned by police just 7 months earlier about online threats to commit a school shooting. Prosecutors argued he ignored numerous warning signs, including a notebook detailing how his son said he planned to kill students and teachers. His lawyers tried to shift blame to the son. Lawyers saying this is the person who went into the high school and shot and killed 4 people he didn't know and injured scores of others. He said this is the person who needs to be punished. He made a conscious decision to do this, a secretive decision.
Yeah, that's a sharp dad there for you.
In Great Britain, a sinkhole that opened up on a golf course has exposed an abandoned wine cellar.
Oh, this is so neat. I've seen the videos.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
No.
It's believed to have been sealed for more than 100 years. Staff at the Davy Holme Park Golf Club in Trafford, Greater Manchester, found the brick cellar filled with empty glass bottles of different shapes and sizes under the course's 13th hole.
Empty glass bottle. That was somebody's speakeasy getaway in
this
the 13th
was their man
hole.
cave.
I'm going golfing.
cellar is believed to have once formed part of Davy Holm Hall Manor House, which was demolished in 1888. Steve Hopkins is the deputy head greenkeeper at what is believed to be the fourth oldest club in the country. He made the discovery on his morning inspection, said, "I was basically the first person to go in there in over 100 years. Steve said after spotting the sinkhole, he consulted with the greenskeeper and decided to excavate the area with a small digger. He said when you find a sinkhole on the course, it usually means a drain has collapsed. So we were thinking it's just a drain that needs digging out and clearing and repairing, but as we dug deeper, the chasm underneath just opened up." He said he and his colleagues then noticed a brick structure. He was able to climb inside and look around with a torch and found dozens of empty glass wine bottles.
A torch being a flashlight, by the way.
Yeah, flashlight.
Yeah.
That's
I had him with a...
I know you did.
Yep,
like Gilligan's Island.
Yes, 100%.
Well, Trump better not hope this happens in one of his golf courses. He'll find ex-wives.
Who'd you steal that joke
You've been
from?
saving that
Just
one.
made that up
Hey, now.
right now.
Really?
Yeah.
You should sell that one.
You do a comedy show.
Yeah.
They're all, he said the bottles were all odd shapes and stuff, so they're obviously extremely old bottles. Steve said the structure was in part of the course fittingly known as the cellars, and it's believed to have been a tradesman entrance. He said one end of the cellar has a door which has been blocked, potentially leading to a bigger set of structures.
Yep, you know it.
According to Trafford Council, Davy Holm Hall was built by the Holm family in the 12th century. It was inherited by Robert Henry Norries, who is believed to have founded the golf club on the grounds in 1844. According to the club, Norries died in 1887, and Davy Holm Hall was bequeathed to his nephew, J.B.N. Entwistle of Rochdale, who unsuccessfully tried to sell it. The hall was then demolished in 1888. Some of the land that it stood on was bought by the golf club in 1923.
Do you think the first guy that was quoted saying, "I was the first guy to walk down there in the last 100 years," is telling everybody, but then the guy behind him, "Well, I was the second guy that was walked in there after 100 years"?
Right here.
Don't you think he was a pain in the ass, though, for telling everybody that?
No.
He goes back to the bar. "I was the first guy that walked in there 100 years, you know." Empty
Keep trying to
bottles
make
everywhere.
it work, Matt. Don't give
I'm
up.
trying.
I'll let you keep
1904.
going.
What
It'll
happened?
fit eventually.
What about the third guy?
Yeah, what did he
I was
say?
the
Yeah,
third
what'd
guy,
he say?
You
John,
write
all
your own
those
stories, guys.
Were all those bottles empty?
I thought there were some full ones.
I did not see anything in the story, and I looked, and they showed a bunch of pictures, and all I saw were empty bottles. So maybe they cleared it out before.
Yeah, I would have done that too.
You know.
You see that little scotch sitting over there in the corner?
Come and grabbed it all.
Well, you wouldn't have to alert authorities, would you? It's
No.
on private property.
No. John, thank you so much.
Oh, we're done with that
Nice
story,
try,
John.
Kenny.
So you go straight
Kenny,
to
I
hell,
already
buddy.
burned it up. I went to the dead end already.
All right.
Joe, I didn't take it that way.
There's two of us.
Hey, guess who's back?
Who's
Guess who?
EcoFun,
Haley.
EcoFun Motorsports, because riding season is damn near back. The roads are
I
melting.
don't think it's the Christmas
The
sale.
snow is melting. The roads are clearing, and EcoFun is fired up for the spring riding season. Both Forest Lake and Burnsville locations packed with scooters, motorcycles, ATVs, side-by-sides, electric bikes. This is the most fun store you'll ever spend time in. Pre-season sale right now on electric bikes starting at $8.99. Over 400 bikes in stock. Kaylin, that's Tim Bloom's daughter, she's the electric bike queen of the world. She's available at the showroom to fit you to the correct size bike. Over 130 motorcycles on display. Woo! Oh, it's called Motorcycle Alley, including Moto Guzzi V7s and preseason sale starting at $71.99. I think I could have one more motorcycle in my life. I think it'd be that Moto Guzzi.
You implement the 48-hour rule, you're set.
Yeah. Get a free trailer, $1,500 value when you get a jet ski or a wave runner. 25 different models in stock to get ready for your life on water. These things are all at EcoFun in Forest Lake or Burnsville. Make sure you tell owner Tim Bloom that Joe sent you, and check out the full lineup at EcoFunMotorsports.com. In Forest Lake, that's right on 97 west of 35, and down in Burnsville on the Service Road of Life near County Road 42.
The Earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Joe Souchere, Mayor of Garage Logic,
Yes,
the
sir.
St. Paul Public Works Department just tweeted you. Well, actually, they tweeted to you 2 hours ago. It says, rough road conditions, drive with caution. Crews have posted rough road signage on a few arterial street segments in the city of St. Paul. Drive carefully. Stay alert for loose pavement, potholes, and patching crews that are working on the roads. Report potholes to potholes at St. Paul Gov. Now, they show a picture. One of the pictures, I believe, is Vandalia because I see Gopher Plumbing Supply there. So aren't they on Vandalia between 94 and University?
Yes. Yeah, they're very close. Yes.
And the roads they show, Goat Trail. I mean, Roman roads uncovered now, thousands of years later, are better than what I'm seeing in St. Paul.
Kenny, when you take Eustis leaving here to get on 280, you have to dodge all the holes in the street.
No, it's worse. When you go down the hill next to, what is that golf club down there by the river?
It's like a
Country
par
Club?
Yeah,
It's a-
Town and Country
It's a
Club.
par 3, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one. It's the
goat
stop
track.
sign at the bottom of Pelham Boulevard.
Yeah.
Those are.
So can I tell
it's
you
like
something?
driving on the moon.
I'll tell you something about that.
What?
I purposely go 1 mile an hour, if that, over that stretch.
Yes.
And I find that the cars behind me do not get angry because they realize I'm doing everybody
You're
a
doing
favor.
everybody a favor.
Yeah. It's
Is
just
it because
horrible.
of that well that's there that they can't
I don't know.
smooth it
Here's
out?
what I've learned from riding a dirt bike is you just put your butt on the back fender, get on the throttle, and get the front wheel really light, and then just skip over all of them.
It's
And so
terrible.
I would do that in my
That's
truck,
smart.
where you're going 1, I would be going 50. And you kind of just skip over all of them.
I asked you earlier in the show if you could provide us with the identity of James Barker, for whom that 1,000 ship with the delightful foghorn is named. Who was
Yes.
James Barker?
He was an American shipping businessman. He was the chairman of the Interlake Steamship Company and Sea Streak, management consultant. He grew up spending summers with his uncle, who was a boat captain in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, working on the ships in the Great Lakes. He graduated from Columbia in '57 and became a Coast Guard officer. Then he went to Harvard Business School, and he worked for a raw materials production and shipping company.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
You know what the dumbest phrase is right now in the country?
please.
Boy, you better fill up now before the gas prices go up. Now just think about that.
Five
for
at a
minute.
dime, huh?
So you get it for $2.99 today.
Yeah.
Oh, so what?
What's your number?
The next time you fill up, it's going to be $3.30.
Right.
What? Are you not going to get gas?
What's your number?
You are the only person on the planet that argues this point of view. I've never met anybody other than you that has said
What do you
stuff
mean
like
that
this.
that you don't care? You're just going to gas up anyway.
You're always going to get gas.
Well,
That's his argument.
absolutely, which is why it's such a stupid thought. Bill, you better get it now. What? And you're going to save 72 cents total.
Right. And then next week when you need to fill up again.
What, are you not going to get gas?
I got to get gas. I got to get to work.
The Strait of Hormuz, no oil is flowing through it right now.
Pirates?
The ships are not moving, and that apparently will, even though we have plenty of gas, we'll be told that there's a shortage, and then the prices will go
Are
up.
we
But,
worried
I
about
mean-
pirates?
No,
Dubai and
you're worried
UAE.
about a war.
Joe, Dubai and UAE are right there. They're not going to let this go on for long.
You wouldn't think so. When I said earlier that this is a war that started in October of 23, I believe it has. And you ever read George Will?
Yeah.
Only occasionally.
George Will has been a reliable, consistent opponent of Trump. But George Will is saluting this. One reason is for 40 years, this is a country that has as its hallmark death to America.
I don't like that phrase.
And the world is bound to be a better place without Iran. What remains at issue is if that'll happen.
Meaning what? Though you took out the supreme leader, They're going to replace him with.
Well, we blew up a meeting where they were trying to meet who's going to be the next supreme leader.
I'm for that.
So what the next 5 weeks hold could be
the double assistant
crazy,
supreme leader.
Crazy.
Here's what I propose. I think America, the United States of America, should take over Iran. I think Trump should run it the way he's running the country.
Like Greenland?
I think all we need is a good name. Sand America, or I don't know, something.
Put it to the kids, like when you're naming the snowplow.
Didn't that used to be Persia?
Correct.
Yes, it was.
Can you think of the thousands of years of culture there that have been squandered and denigrated by these mullahs?
Do they still make good rugs?
I have no idea. But it's just it's a 2,000-year-old problem. I don't know how it's going to be solved. I don't know how it's going to end up. But all I know is it's really dumb to say, fill your tank now. That's all I know.
You're just making conversation at that point. You're not really.
You are going to die on that.
Just don't worry about it. You know, I mean, you're going to get it this week or next week. You're going to get gas. So.
It's like what you always say: drink water when you're thirsty.
But do you not understand the joys of having a 25-gallon tank? And you just filled up, and it's less than $70. Do you have any idea how good that feels?
It's a small victory, Joe.
It's amazing, Joe. It's a wonderful. You wonder, why did the pump shut off? I'm only at $64.
You know, I've got a really odd problem at one of the 2 gas stations where I have earned pay inside privileges.
I don't know what your second is.
I'm not telling you either.
Okay.
But I have 2. Well, at one, where I can get corn-free premium.
Yep.
That's good stuff.
The pumps don't work all winter. They go so slowly, it would take you about a half hour to fill the car.
Ooh, I don't trust that gas. Then.
And they've had the people crawling around there trying to fix it, and they just they can't get her done.
I bet they love every time he comes in when he complains about how
No,
slow
the first thing.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, the first thing I do now when I go to that station is I go in first and say, "Is it working?"
Oh my God!
And no, we still got a problem.
Do you offer up some maybe constructive advice?
I don't
what
know.
What you should do, see,
they
is,
take great care of their stuff. I don't know why the pumps are slow, and neither do they.
Can I give you a knack tip?
Yeah.
The best place to buy gas is from the busiest gas station you can find. They always have fresh stuff in the underground
I'm
tanks.
not worried about the freshness. I'm worried about I'm missing my corn-free. I'm missing my corn-free gas.
You are the guy in the Progressive ads.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're the guy that don't turn into your dad.
What's our problem here? Well, they have a problem. You don't.
I just have one quick question about your gas station. While you're filling up with the slow pump, how many shoplifters are shooting out of the Walgreens across the street during your
many?
Are you making conversations with other people pumping their gas?
Hey Jim, what's going
the weather
on?
It would be a lot better if it weren't for the wind. Let me tell you.
Sure glad you're
Are you doing
up
that
right now, huh?
Did you order this weather?
Oh, the best conversation I had was with a gal, probably my age, who drove in a '67 Corvette, completely original.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
Oh, she's
That
filling
was
up
her.
on-
That was her late husband's.
Oh.
And she was gassing her up, and we had a nice chat about it. Nice chat about the car.
Did you ask her what she's planning on doing with it?
Unfortunately, she knows exactly what it's worth.
Oh. Yeah.
Did you see a sucker? Is that what?
No. I would just hope to catch her at an odd moment.
Right,
And
yeah.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
You mean a
I can
low
take that
moment?
for
I
you.
think is what you're saying.
Jim would have wanted it this way.
I knew him, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just
No,
like
I
that
didn't know who it
diamond
was.
ring.
I didn't know.
Right,
Who it
just
was.
like the diamond ring.
That happened once. It hasn't happened since. Say only because they come to us.
Yes, sir.
All the way from Penguin, Tasmania. from the Traveling Lymans at worldwidewaftage.com. I would imagine our time in Penguin is drawing to a close here one of these days.
They're on the move?
Well, we'll find out. On this day,
March 3rd,
in 1849, Minnesota Territory was signed into existence by President who? 1849.
Roosevelt.
James K. Polk.
Damn it.
The territory had a population of about 10,000 native people and 5,000 settler colonists, and included present-day North and South Dakota east of the Missouri. The U.S. Postal Service released a commemorative 3-cent centennial stamp on this date in 1949.
March 3rd.
That was part of the same.
Nothing in 1904, right?
It threw me off because you said this.
On this day,
March 3.
In 1853, Fillmore County, honoring President Millard Fillmore,
who haunts
was
the
created.
White House.
Yep. On this day,
March 3rd.
In 1855, St. Louis County, which is the state's largest at 6,611 square miles, was established, named for the St. Louis River. On this day,
March 3rd.
Also in 1855, the legislature of the Minnesota Territory decided to send an immigration commissioner to New York. Beginning in June, Eugene Burnand of St. Paul represented the territory in Manhattan, where he encouraged immigrants, you suckers, to make Minnesota their new home.
Oh,
and that's why we're here, because people bought that BS and they came out here, and here we are. We get a month of bad skating in July. Other than that, the weather's horrible.
They all said he kind of oversold it, didn't he?
On this day,
March 3rd.
In 1990, a team led by Will Steger of Ely completed a 3,800-mile international trans-Antarctica expedition, the first dog sled traverse of the continent by its widest distance. And then Steger went nuts and appeared with us at the State Fair, and to demonstrate global warming in the dead of August, threw a block of ice onto the lawn in front of our stage.
Was
and
he
said,
wrong?
"Watch this, it'll melt."
Was he wrong?
I said, "Yes, you're right, Will. It will."
You see that ice there, Joe?
See that ice there? That ice is going to melt.
Are you aware of the building that he has built up north?
Oh, it's amazing.
I'm
The
sure
house
it's
or whatever.
beautiful.
Yeah, it is really cool. That being said, but
He made a lot of money bitching about the climate.
I don't know if he still does it, but he used to every spring go into the boundary waters during breakup and traverse the different lakes when they were very, very sketchy. That's some mountain man S for you. That's pretty bold.
On this day in Minnesota, doesn't he still make moccasins?
In 1990, that was when Yatesy would have a daily call to Will Steger, and it would be me on the phone. And
Sweet. Love that.
And his mom called one day and said, "I don't think he has a phone up there, Kenny."
That would be my mom. My mom would do something like that. Judith would call.
On this day in Minnesota sports disappointment history.
Who'd we lose to on March 3rd?
Well, on this day in 2002, the Gophers blew a 9-point lead with 3 minutes left to number 15, Illinois. That's not, is that
I don't
really
remember that.
9 points in 3 minutes is very doable. That's
I don't remember that.
On this day,
March 3rd.
in 2017, MNUFC, what's that?
Soccer.
United
The
Football
Loons.
Club,
Yeah.
played his first game ever and lost to Portland 5-1.
Wasn't that the game where one of the guys got hypothermia?
Well, they just played here the other night.
Yeah, they
It was
did.
20
It was
below.
freezing out.
What the hell? When does this season start? March, I guess.
February.
Feb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cold.
Yes.
But they know
Who was the con artist that convinced them to build a stadium without a roof?
Billy McGuire, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why, that guy's a genius.
Yeah. And boy, you know how you stay warm though? You wear your scarves.
Scarves up, Minnesota.
You
Scarves
put a
up.
big scarf around.
I get
your
some
neck.
of those Will Steger mucklucks.
That's what he made, mucklucks.
Yeah, and I saw him on an interview, and he had some really cool hand warmers on, some mittens that he had made by himself. They were
Will's all right.
really cool.
He's
I
okay.
like Will. He's all right.
He's an okay guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about, but he's
he's all right.
He's all right.
You've had him on the air to tell him while he's wrong.
You know what?
Didn't
He's
argue
found
with
his
you, Matt.
I know, you just told
Joe.
him
He's found his lane, and
Yeah.
he stays in his lane.
Yeah. And all his siblings and relatives, they think he's goofy.
Stay in your lane.
Have you talked to your siblings and relatives?
Hey, Will, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but I think his sister called me once and said, "Are you buying that?" I said, "No, not really."
Anyway,
thanks, GLers.
Do us a favor and hit the subscribe button on the Garage Logic YouTube channel where you can join thousands and thousands of GLers that have
How
subscribed.
many?
Thousands.
They listen at the saloon.
They do listen at the saloon or in your car or wherever you want to listen and watch the show live each and every single day starting right around noon. You can also see full segments, video shorts, behind the scenes footage. It's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic on YouTube along with all of our social media channels. That includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And also, don't forget to sign up for the Daily Logician. That's an email that comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent
It's 48 degrees
of the podcast. Thank you, Mr. Barlow.
Yeah.
He's back tomorrow.